Welcome, welcome, everyone. Yeah, I'm holding the microphone because I don't like it on me anymore. And I actually do have it's over there. I'm not going to show you, but I have like a actual microphone, with the fucking, like the stand thing that would just sit here and I wouldn't have to hold it or have it on me. But, you know, then I'd have to like stay in the same place and I'm not really into that. But yeah, welcome. And I know what you're thinking, my hair is gone. And if you watched the last episode, I had the hat on, although I do wear the hat a lot of the times when I'm recording, but I had the hat on specifically for the reasoning that my hair was so long. And I think that was on Thursday or something like that. And then the next day, my fucking well, he's basically my best mate, to be fair. My best mate, I call this guy brother, my friend George, shaves my head to a skinhead. Now, in all fairness, I told him to give me a haircut. We went short. It wasn't the best. It was kind of like this length. It's basically this length. But the fade was not good. In all fairness, he's not a barber, and we used like my facial razor, like the Philips one that you used to shave your face. And yeah, it went tits up, fucking tits up. So then we done skinhead. I'll put a picture here or something. And yeah, it was. What can you do? What can you do? But I think it's growing back all right. Um, what it does show is that I have a good hairline. Now, you probably not realizing because it looks like I've got the dents. It looks like I've got the McDonald's head. But that's only due to the fact that the front of my hair comes down quite low. I've been shaving this. It actually comes down to like here. I've been fucking shaving. I have like a widow's peak. Anyway, sorry, not to flex on any of you guys who have, bad genetics in that department. But yeah, last time we spoke, I'm trying to think where we were. I know where it was actually. It was just before Manchester United played Arsenal, and I was very confident that Arsenal would win. I think I gave you some bad bets, which is why I had to go back to the drawing board, rethink everything. Yeah, because they surprised me. I think it was 3-1 Zubamendi, and then he gives the goal away. Bad, bad, and that's my fault. That's my fault. Okay. But there's a reason I gave it to you for free. I didn't charge you for that because I'm not going to charge you for these. I'm going to give you bets, but if you win, I would like you guys to just support me in one way or another. That would be a good thing. If you stop taking, I'm going to give you bets at the end of each episode, or maybe I'll upload a separate episode. But before games start on the weekend, right now it's Thursday morning. It's actually very early, so I've got this. Although do I tell you? It's warm milk, okay? My throat is fucked, and I didn't really want a tea. When I'm ill, I don't drink coffee, and I wanted something warm milk best. But here's my point anyway. I was very wrong. However, Arsenal bounced back with a Champions League win. Then they bounced back with a Premier League win, 4-0 leads. Man United have been winning, but that's irrelevant to me because I'm looking at the table right now, and Man United, okay, they're fourth, but we're 12 points clear of them. So, yeah, I don't think that that's going to be an issue. Manchester City, they're obviously our biggest competitor. You could say Aston Villa, but I don't think so. I guess technically you could say Liverpool is no different to Manchester United, but my only concern right now is the Carabao Cup final. Even though technically it's something that we don't have to think about till like I think the end of March. I think it's March 22nd. But after seeing Manchester City's result last night, where they kind of thumped Newcastle, and then yes, we beat Chelsea, and Chelsea are obviously a better side than Newcastle. No one denying that. But they did turn up. They did turn up when it was crunch time. So I'm thinking that the final's not going to be as straightforward, and I need Arsenal to win that because I think if we don't win that, then there's no way we win the Champions League. Premier League, I think anything can happen. I think we're going to win it. I think this weekend could even be decided because if we go, what are we now? 6 points. If we go 9 points clear, because I genuinely think Liverpool can win. All right, I genuinely believe that because Liverpool are playing Manchester City this Sunday, I believe, and it's Sunday. I think it's Sunday, and it's at Anfield. They're not going to lose that, surely. So I hope, I truly hope that Liverpool do us a favour after beating us in the league last year. But a lot of people have been giving me a bit of shit over the Man United. Well, they were giving me shit over the Man United game, and now it's they're a bit quiet. They're a bit quiet, but what I can tell you, right here, right now, is that when people talk about the quadruple, I am fucking convinced. Yes, I'm with you on it. Piers Morgan, I'm with you. Everyone who's been calling TalkSport, which I've been listening to because they're the only people I listen to when it comes to sport and stuff. Oh, and Rory and the club. They got it bang on. Piers Morgan got it bang on. Everyone, all the Arsenal fans who have been calling up have got it bang on. We are winning the quadruple. And if we don't win the quadruple, we'll be lucky to win one. And that'd be the Prem. For me, that's how it goes. I think it's a knock-on effect. And I think if City beat us at Wembley, that's going to be sad. I mean, say for example, right? Because I'm trying to now think when we play City, because that's really the deciding game. When we play City in the Premier League. And that's... Oh, actually, we do have a rough... The end of this month we have a rough, because we have Spurs, and then we have Chelsea. But yeah, I think we have Manchester City around the same time, or maybe a couple weeks after we play at Wembley. So if they beat us at Wembley and win the Carabao Cup, and then they could easily beat us then at the Etihad, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, but I think it can happen. Now, people talking about the Champions League. My honest opinion, if Arsenal don't win, I think there are 4 teams who have the potential to winning it. I think one of them is PSG, even though I know they've not done that well. I think that they'll kick on, they'll do well. They will. I think they have to do a playoff game. Either way, I think they'll be fine. I'm not counting Real Madrid because I don't think they're going to win it. I think Barcelona can win it because I think that they look very good. I think Rashford's back, even though I don't like the guy. Actually, there's no not that I hate the guy, but he scores a lot against Arsenal, so no. Who else? I think Bayern Munich could do well, and I think Liverpool could do well. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Inter Milan, of course, but I just think I don't. There's something about them that I just don't trust right now. There's something about them that they don't excite me, and that's not due to the fact that I'm not watching them because I've been seeing a lot of their results. There's just nothing really giving it for me. So. Yeah, I think Arsenal, and I think we could beat Liverpool if it was if we faced them. Although I guess it would probably be in the final, I guess, because they're English. But and I think we could beat Barcelona on a 2-leg. I think we could beat Bayern on a 2-leg. I think we can do this. So, I don't know. Maybe I sound delusional. I don't think that I do. I genuinely don't think I sound delusional. But I'm just looking now. Like we have Sunderland. Yeah, we have Sunderland this weekend on Saturday. So in 2 days. At the Emirates, I think we win that. And then next Thursday that's a good time to watch. Yeah, Thursday. We have obviously Brentford away. I think we win that. Wigan in the FA Cup on the Sunday. I think we win that. And then on the Wednesday, 18th of February, Wednesday, Wolves, I think we win that. 26. I genuinely think we could win all of these games. If Tottenham beat us, I would absolutely be flabbergasted. That would be a slip up. That would be a bad result. That would be clumsy. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's genuinely. And guys, remember, I'm just giving you these football updates before I begin the main part of my show, because I fucking love talking about it. Honestly. I really do. Oh, okay, look. We have Okay, so we have Man City on the 18th of April. Yeah, I think they'll drop points. I think you will see, guys. My prediction is that Liverpool will finish 3rd or 2nd. I genuinely believe that Liverpool will catch Man City. I don't think that anyone will catch us. Man United could catch City. If Man United finished 2nd, that would blow me away. Again, I don't like them either. Now you may ask me why. Why don't I like them? I know what you think. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking he's a hater. He's upset because they used to beat him all the time. Wayne Rooney used to score against you guys 8-2 and all this stuff. Yeah, basically, that is why I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm a petty Arsenal fan. Not like everyone else is a petty Arsenal hate watchers, because I've seen it all week. They hate us. And you know what's crazy? I get nervous when I'm watching Arsenal. Right, I do. Sometimes I have to turn it off. Although, to be fair, I did put on Love Island the other day because that game against Chelsea was pretty boring. So I didn't. I watched Love Island and had the Arsenal game on my phone. But you know, when I watch Arsenal, I get nervous. But the reality is, if they lose, I usually don't care that much. Now, will I care if they don't win the league? Yes, I'll be upset and embarrassed. Now, I'm not upset as in crying, but I'm going to get a lot of abuse from my friends or my football friends. And yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I've been giving it the big un. I've just given it the big un now. I'm talking about the quadruple. Imagine if we win nothing. Fuck me, I'll have to come back. I'll have to come back and delete this video, which will be sad. But yeah, and okay, before I move on to the adult section of the show. By adult, I just mean like boring stuff that football guys probably don't want to talk about. I want I want to talk about Tottenham because they are a fucking absolute pathetic joke of a football club. 29 points. 29 points. That is ridiculous. We have 53. We have almost double. We have almost double their points. And if we continue at the same rate, by the time we play them and beat them, well, then what else? Okay, there would be 2 points off double their points. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely bonkers to me. It's nuts. Where do I think they'll finish? I think at this stage of the season, 29. So they need. They're 5 points off top half top half of the table. 5 points off top half of the table. Wow. But then again, I guess they are. I think they'll finish like 9th if they go on a good run because they'll lose every now and then. I mean, they haven't won in their last 6 Premier. What? They haven't won in the last 6 Premier League games. That is ridiculous. Them and Crystal Palace are the only teams to have done that. Oh, and Burnley. Jesus Christ. They are so lucky that West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves are fucking shit. Because they would go down. Now, at 11th in the Premier League, I'm looking at Newcastle. I think 33 points. Okay, 11th isn't the spot they want to be. But when you look at 33 points and they're 4 points off 7th, I don't think that's a bad place. I don't think that's a bad place. I'm looking at Sunderland. I'm impressed. Granit Xhaka, I love you. I liked him at Arsenal. I know there was a point that fans didn't like him. Well, actually, to be fair, when people didn't like him, I didn't really care. I wasn't thinking, oh, this guy's going to be 10 out of 10. But obviously, he did turn out to be probably an 8 out of 10. Still is. Still's a good, solid 7 out of 10. So yeah, Sunderland, I'm impressed. Hopefully they can keep it up. If you think about this, right? I'm sure 8th gives you some sort of Europe. Doesn't it give you Conference League or something? If Sunderland gets 7th, right? If Sunderland get to 7th and can hang around that 9 to 7 point all season, oh my god. Oh my god, their manager is going to get their manager's going to leave. That's probably bad for them. Their manager's going to get the call from some decent club. It might not be in England. If it's not in England, I would stay because I think the Premier League's just the best league by far. I don't even think it's close. But they might get a phone call. You know, like a big club in Europe. I don't know. Go to I don't know, like a Galatasaray or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out here. Okay, looking up at the Brentford. They got rid of Thomas Frank and they're doing better than they have under him. 7th. I don't think he ever got. Did he get on the? I don't think I genuinely don't think they've done this well. So fair play to them. Liverpool, like I said, you know how I feel. I think they'll kick on. I think they're good. I think they. I'm okay. Actually, to be fair, they are 8 points off City, but I just see Liverpool going on a bit of a run. I know what people are saying. They went for a lot of draws and they've lost a few times, but I actually respect them. Chelsea, Chelsea's a weird one because I don't actually know how I feel about Chelsea because on the one hand they win games sometimes. Like Chelsea, the type of team where no matter who, if they played Liverpool or Man City or Villa or Man United, I think they can easily win 2-0 or 2-1 or 3-1 or 3-0. You saw what they did to Barcelona, but at the same time, if they played Nottingham or West Ham, or well, they did. Okay, West Ham's different. If they played Burnley and lost, I genuinely believe that I wouldn't be like, oh, whoa, no. They're such a weird team, but 40 points, you can't disrespect it. Man United, yeah, they're kind of Michael Carrick. I hate him. I hate him so much. Like I said, I'm petty, so I'm going to ignore that. Aston Villa, yeah, I think they've done well. You've got to give them their flowers. They've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, but it's crunch time. And then when it's crunch time and you ain't up to the task, to teams like Arsenal and Man City, it's lunchtime. That did sound cooler in my head. But yeah, listen, that's what I think. Keep updates, guys. I'm gonna be doing a proper football stream in a couple of days with somebody who is very knowledgeable in football. I actually like to think I'm pretty knowledgeable in football, but then I get around the people who have real ball knowledge, and it's like, what? I might pull out a Lucas Podolski kind of thing. They're talking about people. They're talking about people from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But now it's time to move on to arguably the biggest story that is circulating the internet right now, and has been circulating the internet for a couple of years now, or at least my internet, my feed, primarily on Twitter. But it's sort of coming into the global news now, and that is Epstein. It's something that you can't avoid. I've spoken about it before. Trust me, guys. I'm telling you, I've spoken about it before, and this is not just because I'm a blind supporter of Donald Trump. Okay, I promise you. This is the thing. A lot of people hate Trump, and a lot of people are emotional. Even people who liked him last year don't like him now because. Well, probably because they like Middle East more than they like the Western world, which is fine. But just be honest about it. You like the Middle East more than the Western world, so the fact that he waged war on Iran, you don't like that, and I get it. But you are a bitch for that, and you're a traitor. But I made a video, and I was talking about the Epstein and Trump. And guys, I'm telling you, me and everyone, this is the thing. People hate Trump so much. They hate him so much that they genuinely think that everyone else would support some sort of pedophilia cover-up than to say that Trump's a bad guy. That's what they think. You have to understand. That's how they think. But the reality is, people like me, people like Piers Morgan, people like a lot of people, Benny Johnson, these guys, I'm sure Charlie Kirk would have been the same, right? But maybe that was wrong of me to make assumptions on his behalf. I'm just saying. A lot of people rely on evidence. Do you know, it's funny. And I'll give you an example, and I've used this example so many times. Half of the people online, it's funny. I'm talking about Sneeko. I'm talking about Dan Bilzerian. I'm talking about these guys. When Andrew Tate was being accused of human trafficking and rape, right? They said, let's see the evidence. And even when there were girls who were saying that Andrew Tate was a rapist, by the way, I don't think he is. Right? Because I didn't see evidence. And guys like Sneeko and that, they were saying, guys like fucking Jake Shields, guys like Ian Carroll, people like Candace Owens, they were saying, let's see the evidence. I haven't seen evidence. Okay, they can say this, they can say that, but I'm not seeing evidence, so I'm not going to believe it, and I'm still going to be friends with him. And that was respectable. But with President Trump, the president who has released the fucking file or released millions and millions of pages of files or millions of documents, whether it's pages or documents, I don't know. You'll have to correct me on that. I'd assume it's pages because I'd assume a document would have more than one page. So let's just say millions of pages of Epstein files. They're saying that Trump is somehow a fucking rapist and a pedophile. And why? Why? Because of the same fucking video. Actually, I'll edit the video in a sec because I'm not going to get out right now because I want to keep talking. But I edit. I don't edit what I say in the videos, but I edit clips in. So you'll see in a sec. They have the same video of Epstein and Trump, the one that everyone's seen, the one of them in public at Trump's hotel. Trump in his own property with Epstein, a rich guest, years ago. You know the one where Epstein's like this, Trump's got the pink tie on, and then I think later on that night there's a party with grown women, by the way. Women that look like fucking 30, 35, right? And Trump kisses one of them, and or maybe he kisses two of them, he's dancing with them. And they play that video as if to say, look, Trump's a pedophile. It's like, are you fucking retarded? Are you fucking retarded? Let me ask you a question. If your son, right, used to be, whether they were friends or not, I don't know, whether used to hang around with a guy 20 years ago, and that guy got accused of fucking pedophilia, would you then, and everyone was then saying, well, your son hung around with him 20 years ago, or it was probably more than 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. Would you then be like, oh yeah, no, go ahead? No. But because you don't like the president, you give him unfair justice. That's what you do. That's what you do. And then you put him in a position where it's like, well, hang on a minute. Think about it logically. Think about it logically. You're the president. People are accusing you of stuff. Your FBI is the one releasing things. So what is he meant to do? Because if he releases stuff and he doesn't look guilty, then they're going to say, well, he's covering the evidence with him in it. Okay, well then I won't release anything. I'll save it for the next people. Oh, he's not releasing it because he's guilty. You guys put him in a catch-22 situation because you are fucking retarded. And I'm saying that right now. It's a fact. That is factual and objectively true. Okay? It is objectively true. And then you see people, they argue over this. They argue over Epstein. They argue over Trump's involvement of Epstein. Why? Because he's the most famous person in the world. While the real people, the people who were there are actually videos of, whether they were, the thing is, a lot of them, they look like they would be kids, but because they got the black bar covering the victims' faces, well, whether they're victims or not, I don't know if they're all victims. They're released to assume that they are just based on the fact that they're all blurred out. But all the people who were there, you're ignoring. Because you want to talk about the president when the president's the one who's releasing it. It's ridiculous. What's he meant to do? Think about it logically. What can he do? Because if he releases stuff and he's not in it, then you're going to say he covered it up. By the way, the people who are actually credible, right? The people who are legitimately credible. Epstein's lawyer, if you remember, he was on Piers Morgan and said, Trump, we never heard of Trump being that is false. You guys brushed it under the rug because you don't believe him. No, because you don't like Trump. And then we have people who are apparently, these are, well, okay. This is some of the civil cases. Now, you know how I feel about civil cases. But even the civil cases weren't going after Trump to do with Epstein's victims. So why do you think he's done anything? Again, and people are so desperate, which is sad and pathetic, really, because this is the issue with them. And I'm getting a little bit emotional here, or animated, because it genuinely pisses me off. Because these people are so sick that they wish that there were little girls abused, or young women abused, or old women, doesn't matter. They wish that there were women abused by the president, just so they can say, haha, look, the president's a bad guy. Because they don't want him in office. And they want to destroy his legacy. Because they thought they did before, and it turns out that millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people around the world disagreed and thought, actually, you know what, we like this guy. Can you imagine that? They want People like Kamala Harris, people like Gavin Newsom, people like AOC in the UK, people like Ed Davey, people like Zach Pelosi. Do you understand? They want girls to have been abused. They would rather girls be abused and Trump be the abuser than girls never been abused ever. And I'm saying this, you know it's true. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Honestly, it is absolutely ridiculous. It is sad and pathetic. It's sad and pathetic. And you know, I think the issue is that, and I get it. A lot of people are emotional. They're emotional when they see things and they hear someone called victim and they don't think of the evidence. They don't look at the facts. They look at, and they are so desperate to believe that the guy they don't like is a bad person that they will believe fake pictures. Again, guys, I'll find it and I'll clip it in. I saw a video the other day. No, not a video. A screenshot the other day. And it was meant to be Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein on a private plane, both with their tops off, with girls, with like young girls giving them massages. And it was like the Trump, you'll see this. It was so badly edited, like the AI was so bad that it was actually, it didn't even look like Trump at all, really. It looked like fucking David Hasselhoff. And it's like, this is me. By the way, guys, David Hasselhoff, for those who don't know, I believe is the guy from Baywatch. And if he's not, and I'm wrong, if you're from my generation, you'll know him from the human in the SpongeBob movie. Okay? Patrick and SpongeBob used him as a speedboat to give him a lift back to Bikini Bottom. You understand? Like that guy. Right? Like kind of like a handsome guy. I mean, maybe his look isn't like what you'd want a guy to look like now. I know fashion and, you know, hairdos have changed, but like good looking guy in shape for his age. Maybe he's probably like 40, 45. I don't know how old he was in the SpongeBob movie, but you know, like kind of in shape guy still. And it was like, I'm like, this is fucking David Hasselhoff and you're telling me it's Donald Trump. Guys, I saw one the other day. It was meant to be a private plane where Trump's smiling. The guy looked like fucking Giga Chad. Do you understand? Giga Chad. And this is the guy. Everyone, Trump's fat. Oh yeah, but in the Epstein one, he has fucking banging fucking not the new set of teeth. I'm talking old Trump. This is meant to be old. This is meant to be 30 years ago, and he got fucking turkey teeth with fucking jawline like Giga Chad, and the guy's fucking got abs like a gym bro. Funny, I don't remember seeing that. I've been seeing Trump videos and his books, interviews. The Apprentice was newer, but still. Anyone see Trump with a six pack and a fucking jacked body? Not me. Oh, but on the Epstein Island, suddenly this guy's been fucking to the gym. Interesting. Doesn't seem a little bit suspicious? Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, guys, the Democrats had these videos forever. They never released them. People who hate each other, where were these videos 10 years ago then? It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Honestly, it is ridiculous. And then you see people like Jeffrey Epstein's brother on Piers Morgan, and he's talking about, again, Piers Morgan, fair play, because Piers Morgan has a lot of people on, and I respect him a lot. But it's like, he has Epstein's brother on, and Epstein's brother is saying that, I think Trump killed my brother because I know this and that. Like, well, why is no one asking you questions? You seem to know a lot about what's going on, but you don't know anything about the rape and you weren't involved? Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying that someone in your family is dodgy, that you should be, but he's talking like he knows it because he obviously doesn't like Donald Trump, so he's trying to get Donald Trump involved. It's like, well, what do you know? How do you know so much? Care to explain? Oh, no. Yep, sweet. Again, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you that, here's the truth. The people that didn't like Donald Trump did not want the files to be released. They didn't want them to be released. They thought he wouldn't. And whether he was going to at the beginning or not, I don't know. Or maybe not him, because, okay, remember, guys, it's not him specifically, it's the FBI. But whether Kash Patel and that were going to release, like how they were going to release it, I don't know. I mean, you heard Kash Patel. By the way, this is the director of the FBI. For those who don't understand, so he's the head of the FBI. He's the one like at the top of this fucking case, top of the Epstein stuff. And when he was on Joe Rogan, maybe I don't know 6-7 months ago, no pun intended, he was saying like, okay, we have Epstein files, we have a lot of stuff, but he was talking about how it's going to be released, but because of victims, we can't have victims' faces and the way they release it. Like, okay, months down the line, we're getting all this evidence come through, and none of it makes Trump look bad. So then you guys fucking make fake AI videos. It's ridiculous. Trump derangement syndrome. And then the other half of people, they're blaming it on Israel somehow. Okay. Speaking of Israel, let me go. I'm going to move on a little bit because I think you guys understand my point, and hopefully, maybe some of you want to challenge me on it, on my Epstein point, but I genuinely think I'm bang on the money there. I don't think I'm being unreasonable with what I just said about Epstein stuff and Trump. But let's quickly move on because I mentioned Israel, so we'll segue into that. I put, and this kind of ties back to people being emotional and having Trump derangement syndrome, and they have Israeli derangement syndrome as well. More people have Israel derangement syndrome than Trump derangement syndrome, probably. But I put a picture. Well, it was a post on my story on Instagram, and I don't have a big Instagram, so you should follow it. By the way, James Tayora. But yeah, on Instagram, I put a story up, and people, emotional people, didn't understand where I was coming from. Why? Because they're fucking emotional and they don't think with their brains. But I put a story up saying that if the British government acted more like the Israeli government, then we would still be number one. And obviously they're like, well, you think we should be genocidal? Oh, you love Israel, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you look closely at the way governments work and operate around the world, especially in the Western world, right now, I believe that I genuinely believe that the Trump administration cares about the United States. And if you say that Donald Trump only cares about himself, then that proves my point even more. Because a president who only cares about himself, if a president cares purely about himself, then that means by extension he cares about the country because he's the president. So the only way that a president can look good is by doing a good job for the country. So if you think that Trump's this arrogant, egotistical guy who only cares about himself, then what you're actually saying is he cares about being a good president. Proves my point even more. Just had to put that out there. But you look at the Israeli government, and look, guys, I am not saying that I want my government to kill, 70,000 people, 30,000 kids. I'm not saying that. But some of you guys are too soft to truly understand why you'd rather have a government that kills 70,000 people than a government like than the Conservatives and the Labour Party in the UK. And that is because the Israelis know for a fact, right, that their government cares about them. Okay? British government does not. I genuinely don't believe they care about us right anymore. I'm gone past that point. I don't even think they care about their position. I think that because, remember, people in the US won't understand, but the UK government, politics are a little different. Remember, you're electing the party, not specifically just like this guy. You know, you're not electing just the president. Donald Trump will be the president for the 4 years. The Labour Party will be in control for the 5 years. Does that make sense? They might someone else might be the prime minister. You guys saw it with the Conservatives: Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak. You know, this is what happens. There's change. There's rollovers. It's you elect the party. So I don't think that. I think they have the party's interests and want to stay in power rather than the one guy having all the pressure on his back. Whether you think that's a better system or not, I don't know. But if you look at that compared to the Israeli government, and remember, I'm not talking necessarily purely about Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm just talking about Israel in general, because Benjamin Netanyahu isn't actually that popular in Israel. So people saying, Bibi's the king of America. He runs America. He owns Trump. It's like, well, Does he? He doesn't even own his country. Again, you'll leave that out to fit your narrative, which is fine. But you think about October 7th, and actually, sometimes I hear people's points. I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it. Like, I get what you're saying. Okay, they came and killed, what, like 1,000 people or something? I think they killed 900, or was it 1,000 or 2,000? Either way, they killed 1,000. Let's say they killed 1,000, even if they killed 2,000 people. And then they go and kill like 30,000 kids, 40,000 adults. I want my government to do that. If that's what happens to us, I want to go like you, because now you're saying, now everyone, you're sending a message. By the way, we don't give a fuck what you guys on Twitter say. We don't give a fuck what Macron, what fucking the leaders of all around the Europe. I guess you could say. I think it was Rishi Sunak at the time. So whoever the leaders are of the UK, whether it's Sunak, whether it's Starmer, we don't give a fuck what any of you guys say. If you want to fuck with us, we will hit you hard. Oh, Iran, you want to talk big to us? Okay, we're fucking you up. And they did fuck up Iran. Now, and you could say America fucked them up, but well, if we have the exact same thing. If we were at war, we'd be calling America. So that, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if UK was in Israel's situation, we would have used America before day one. Israel fucked them up for like fucking 7 days, or actually no, let's say like 5 days. Then the US bombed. Then they continued for another day, and then Trump ended the, was it the 7-day war? Or was it the 12-day war? I can't remember. Either way, Israel is. You know, if you fuck with them, you're gonna get hit. That's what I want my government to do. Do you know? A lot of people wouldn't know this, and there's no reason why you would. Did you know that the Israeli government, this is factual, they will, when they have a hostage of their nation, I believe this was in the last 5 years or something, they had a hostage taken, an Israeli citizen taken by another country. I can't remember which country, so I don't want to misquote. But you should Google this. Look into this right now, when you're finished with the video. They released over 500 terrorists, well, people that they deem to be terrorists, whether you agree that they're terrorists or not. They release hundreds upon hundreds of people for one Israeli back in a negotiation, hostage negotiation swap, or a prisoner swap, as you might call it that. Can you believe that? Could you imagine the UK doing? They would not do that. They would not do that. Fuck me, Andrew Tate. They just left him. They didn't even try to help him. Seriously, this is the way you have to look at it. You yourself, you personally, if you are kidnapped in the Middle East, do you think the British government will come and help you? If you're probably thinking a little bit, maybe, I don't really know how it works. I'm sure they will. Israeli government will come. And if not, they will fucking rain hell and avenge your name by killing all of their fucking people. That's what I want my government to do. Again, people talk about, oh, Israel, they're expanding. It's a greater Israel. It's like, well, bruv, have you seen the size of it? If I was Israel, I'd expand. People talk about the British days, how good Britain was. People talk about the British Empire. We used to be on top of the world. Yeah, because we fucking colonized and took over in places. Now, the Americans kicked us back out. We had India for a bit, or parts of India for a bit. Had Hong Kong. Like, we've come back to our fucking little island, right? But if you're the Israelis, it's like, why wouldn't you? That's the only way you're going to get big. It makes no sense. Seriously, makes no sense. And then you look at, again, let's say, for example, actually, you could compare it to the UK right now. And then let's have we'll name a couple countries. So you've got Israel, you've got the UK, but then you've got US and you've got Russia, China. The difference between UK, Israel, and then Russia, China, USA is that they have huge landmass nations. They're huge. They're just big. Canada, I believe Canada, so Russia's the biggest country in the world, then Canada, USA, then China. Right? You've got huge countries. Like, you couldn't actually realistically take them over. You would have to destroy them. Right? That's why the USA, Russia, and China have also become super powerful. Now, you don't just need big, like, you can become powerful with a smaller nation, right? India's very powerful, and in comparison to those countries, they're not as big. But you look at someone like Israel, they're not big enough. Like, their means to be powerful would be the same way that North Korea has to be powerful. North Korea is like, okay, we will nuke you, or so they say. Whether they will or won't, I don't know. Israel's thing is like, okay, you want to fuck with us, we will absolutely destroy your people, and we will, if there's a tally going on, we will 20, 30, 50x the death toll. And people talk about it like it's, people are like, oh my God, they killed 70,000 Palestinians. Well, if they didn't, right, and they did, they went into Gaza and they started attacking, then they just look like Russia, where people take the piss, haha, you invaded Ukraine and you've lost the same amount of people, if not more. So, well, what do you want them to do? Are you saying you want them to do what Israel are doing? It sounds like you want them to do what Israel are doing. It sounds like what Israel are doing is considered successful. Considered the fact that when Russia aren't killing as many people in terms of ratio, you laugh at them. Anyone want to explain that to me? Now, I know right now I'm in a room talking to myself, and this isn't even a live stream, so if you want to explain it, you have to leave a comment, which I hope you do. But again, I genuinely think the issue right now, and when I see some people, when I see people crying about Palestine, do you know what I do? Or crying about Israel, do you know what I genuinely do? I disregard anything they have to say, because I know that they are soft and weak and they're not leaders. Now, I'm not saying that I am a leader. In fact, realistically, I'm not leading much right now. So if I'm thinking that, imagine what the real fucking leaders are saying. I've never once heard China or Russia or India or the USA actually truly criticize Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, Trump did put a few things out, talking to kind of about like saying don't drop them bombs, blah blah blah, but it wasn't anything crazy. And what does that tell you? It means they got respect. Now, okay, you might have heard the videos of Putin saying we need to address the crisis in Gaza. He said that, but he didn't talk shit about Israel. Why do you think I believe it's Modi. Modi? Yeah, I believe it's Modi of India. Let me double check. I think it's Modi. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I've never heard him say anything bad about Netanyahu. He says my friend Netanyahu called me. Never heard China say anything bad. I've heard you guys online sharing stuff like President Xi and Kim Jong-un say that Israel is the scum of the up. Never heard them say that out their mouths. I've heard you guys say it. Anyway, my point is, if you're a country and you want to be big, you want to be known, you want your people to live long term, when you start looking 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years into the future, when you're in Israel's position, you will do it. And you guys are jealous. I know you are. You are jealous that your government would not do that. It's the truth. Like, let's think about the UK. We have a government who, all we have to do is put a little bit of pressure on them, or not even us, anyone, put pressure on them for anything and they will cave. They flip. Look at the Labour Party. Whether you like them or not, the fact that they flip-flop on ideas means that they don't truly do what they want. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, understand it's meant to be a democracy, so they do but they campaign on stuff and then don't follow through. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, they can, and sometimes, even if it proves, by the way, guys, this proves me right. They campaign on making it cheaper for everybody. What do? Hike the taxes up. Israel campaigns to the world on fuck with us, we will hit you 20 times harder, 50 times harder. At least they tell the truth. At least if you are an Israeli citizen and your government tells you, don't worry, we will keep you safe, you think, fuck, if anyone tries to hit us, they are going to fucking absolutely destroy them. I feel safe here. Why do Israelis chill on the beach? Guys, you all post videos of Gaza torn to absolute shreds, rubble town, and then you post videos of Israelis on the beach. and you act like it's a bad thing, which is sad. You don't want to see a place destroyed. But why do you think Israelis haven't fled? Why are they still there? Because they feel safe. Guys, English people leave to go to other places in the country, and we're not even at war. We don't even have our neighbors trying to kill us, and people still leave. Does that not tell you everything you need to know about the two different governments? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to end this because it's, again, like I say, it's like 9 o'clock now, so I need to start my day. But guys, I do want to say one thing. One, thank you for watching if you watched this whole way through. Two, do some exercise. Now, I'm not going to become. Actually, no. I'm going to tell you the truth, right? Because I'm not this fitness guy. Or I like fitness, but I'm not like a gym guy. I've obviously, done a couple of years in the gym, lifting weights, blah blah blah. But I'm going to tell you something right now. My final thought on this show, which is that you should act. If you are under the age of 30, you should actually stop going to the gym. And you should, maybe keep your gym membership, but you should stop trying to get jacked. Trust me. Be athletic. Okay? Like, borderline mesomorph. Don't be jacked. Don't have huge muscles. Don't be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You should be like Ronaldo. Do you know what I'm saying? You should be like Ronaldo or fucking McGregor or Khabib. Like, you, maybe not Khabib now, but you should be like athletic and fit. Instead of lifting weights all day and going to the gym 24/7, right? Let the girls do that. Let the girls do that to build nice legs and nice bum. Truthfully, respectfully. If you're a guy, you should be playing football, doing some sort of martial arts or boxing. It doesn't mean you have to fight, just the training, or swimming, or cricket, something like that. Tennis. You fucking play paddle if you want to be a gay boy. Like, that's cool. Like, people say to me, because someone was saying to me the other day, you've gone to the gym for years and you're not jacked. And it's like, bro, I don't want to be jacked. I'll get jacked when I'm 40. Do you understand? I'll get jacked when there's no athleticism left in me and I can just do this mundane fucking lifting all day. When you're young, be shredded, athletic, and have explosive power whilst you can. Because when you get to like 34, you ain't going to be in that same you won't be able to do what you can do now. Do you know what I'm saying? But the weights and getting jacked, becoming like 100 kilos of fucking muscle, like, you can do that when you're 50. You know what I'm saying? Just a word of advice, in case anyone is wondering. Not that you asked for it, but at the same time, some people say that I'm in good shape. So I thought I'd share with you my thoughts on the body, I mean, yesterday, I did a 2-hour session, Muay Thai. It was Muay Thai. And, I feel like, and I can tell you, it is just so much better. You feel so much better than lifting weights all day. Trust me. Save that for when you're an old geezer, 40-year-old. Anyway, look, no, I'm joking. 40 is not old. But listen, guys, thank you for watching. That's all. And yeah, look forward to speaking to my friend, Mike Marshall. I don't know if you guys know him from the USA. We're going to be doing a stream on Saturday, so it should be released on Sunday or Monday. It depends. It's going to be on his channel, so when he releases it. But I'll download the video, post it onto this channel. And yeah, let's see how the football results go. Let's see how global affairs go. Let's see how Jeffrey Epstein goes. And enjoy the videos and the edits that you see of Jeffrey Epstein on TikTok and Instagram. I've been enjoying them. I think it's funny. And yeah, let's fucking go. Thank you for watching.